Hey, this video is for my friend David, helping you with a word study. The most important thing to remember with Hebrew verbs is that they come in different stems and can have significantly different meaning in a different stem. So if a word occurs in kal and then occurs in hifil, they can have a very different meaning. So when we search and do a word study, we don't want to just have every occurrence of a word. We want to have every occurrence of a word in that particular stem. And so here we are in Joshua chapter 1, and in verse 6 we have the very famous command, be strong and courageous. And if we want to take a look at what that is going to mean in the original, let's right-click on that. And I'm sorry I'm not synced up with the video here. So right-click on, we're going to start with courageous. Make sure that lemma is selected. And you see there are two options here for the morph search. One with just the lemma, and then one with some morphological text with it. We're going to use that one. And here I'm going to recenter. Now, what's going on right now is that we're searching for the word in exactly the same morphology as the occurrence in Joshua 1:6, and you can see that part of speech, stem, person, gender, number are all labeled here. What we're most interested in here is seeing it in the kal stem. I don't need to know whether or not it's in the second person or third person. That's not going to radically change the meaning. But what I really care about is whether or not it's in kal. And so verb is the V and kal is the A. We can highlight all the rest of them and just get rid of them. We just hit delete for those, and then hit enter again and search for only kal. So amat happens 16 times in the Old Testament. Now, in the kal, excuse me, it happens 16 times in kal in the Old Testament. And so that's kal in the second person, third person, imperative, or in an indicative more mood. So we can look now and see everywhere that it happens in kal. And that's the most important way to take a look at it. Now, we'll see different types of contexts that it occurs in. And obviously, you see it's a big theme in Joshua chapter 1. We see it in verse 6 and 7, 9, and 18. You'll probably pick up and recognize that that is a significant theme for that chapter. And you've probably already picked up on it, and that's why you want to do the word study. And as we cycle through, we see a couple times where be strong and courageous is used. That's very helpful. But if we look especially at some of the later occurrences, almost all of them appear in a situation where being courageous has something to do with depending on the Lord or the Lord's presence or recognizing the Lord's promises. And so this word is very frequently utilized in that kind of a context. So that's very, very helpful for us when we're recognizing, well, what does it mean in kal? Well, it's very often identified with God's provision or his presence or something along those lines. And so the courage doesn't come from us, it comes from him. Now, we can do the exact same thing with the word strong. We can right-click on it, get its lemma, and do the very same search. And that's going to give us another kal search, because this one is also, if you take a peek at that one, it's going to be in kal as well. So I hope that helps you with a word study, remembering specifically for Hebrew that we want to make sure that we're looking at the particular stem. The Bible word study tool in Logos doesn't help us with that, and so it's very important that for Hebrew we make sure we're looking at our stems.